Hey, what's up, everybody? In this lesson, we're going to create a dynamic sports themed composition using Adobe Photoshop. And we're going to start with a few different stock assets. So, as you can see here, I have a stock asset of an athlete that's been trimmed and masked out. And then I have a court background here. And, this looks good as is, but I can make it a little better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take this layer, and this is a destructive layer. So the first technique we're going to do is a bit destructive and go to image, and I'm going to go to adjustments, and we're going to look for the match color adjustment. Now, the trick with this one is it cannot be a smart object, so you can't have the smart object icon. And I like to open the background image in another layer just to make this work a little more efficiently. So when I go to match color, I have a couple of options. The first one is I need to source what color I'm going to borrow from to match with this athlete. So I'm going to choose the court PNG that's open at the top of my screen. Now, immediately, this is going to look matched, but way too dark. So I have the ability to kind of go through and adjust some of the elements like the luminance and let that kind of go through. But, the other thing I like to do is play a little bit with the neutralize. And the neutralize does get this really nice appearance. So when I hit OK, now I have a matched icon. And just to give you an idea, this is what it looked like. This is what it looks like now. Definitely blends it a lot better. But let's take it a step further. Let's say we have this non-destructive image. We've made it a smart object. And if I double click and open that smart object, you can see that has a layer mask and everything's looking really nice. And I want to blend this one. So for this one, I'm going to go to filter and use one of my neural filters. And when I go to neural filter, we've seen this in other tutorials. You have access to a ton of cool new filters. And I'm going to look for the harmonization. So once you click harmonization, and if you want to use it for the first time, you'll just hit that download. And it takes a few seconds to download this to your screen. But it's going to work a lot like match color. But in this case, we have a little bit of a non-destructive flare. So we're going to select the layer and we're going to look for the layer that is court. So again, we don't need an external file. We're going to let it run through and immediately it's going to give us this great blend. And you can adjust things like the strength. We can adjust things like the brightness. It is going to take a little bit of time to process on your device. So just give it a few seconds and then we're going to hit OK. And it's applied it as a smart filter. So the great part about that is I can access that on and off. But look how nice it works. And then you can see the difference between the two. They're very subtle, not too many changes. It gives you a very good result. I absolutely love the harmonization because it keeps some of the skin tone intact, which is really important. Let me know in the comments which one you prefer to use, whether that's match color or harmonization. So let's go ahead and use the non-destructive version and let's take it a step further. So I have another cutout of our player that's kind of placed behind him. And I want to add a more dynamic, less static movement to this. So I'm going to use one of my other favorite filters lately, and that's in the blur gallery. We're going to use a path blur. Now, to do the path blur, I also like to make this a smart object. Anytime I'm working with layers or filters, smart objects help me be able to go back and edit as I see fit. So I'm going to go to the blur gallery once again and hit path blur. It's going to take a few seconds and it's going to give me this little path, which I'm going to take the first icon and I'm going to move this to the left. Now, a lot of people get confused with this because they start playing with the filter and it doesn't really do what they're thinking it's going to do. The trick to this is to uncheck the center blur and then it will go toward the elements that you're trying to blur. So now if I increase the speed, I have an awesome trail behind our player. Now, what I like to do is I like to kind of edit kind of some scoops here and there just to get some dynamic movement. And I also like to turn on the edit blur shapes, which allow me to kind of extend that blur ever so slightly and just give me that really dynamic feel. And you can also kind of scoop the blur extension as well. And in this case, I'm kind of looking at the arc of that basketball and I'm just trying to get a nice kind of fluid look there. Once I have what I like, I can hit OK. And then I have a few different options here. So this is going to take a second to process, especially if you're using high quality images. Again, this particular image is in the 5,000 by 6,000 pixel mark, so it is quite large. But now I have a path blur behind my awesome player, and I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that by dragging it to the new layer. And we have the ability to add a secondary path as well. So we're going to let this again go through the process of rendering the smart filter. And we're going to take the smart filter here and we're going to double click on that blur gallery. And remember, this is a duplicate and we can add a few more options. So if you want to have, again, a little less blur just to get a little more intensity out of it, this is a duplicate of our original element. We can blur out the background as well. We can start creating different layers to our blur too. And then when we get what we need, we can hit that OK button, let it process one more time. Don't give up at this point. It is well worth the wait. And there you have it. So as we continue to kind of add to this, we've done a really important thing. We've kind of blended our character together, but more importantly, we've done this in a non-destructive way. And we're almost done here. There we have it. And we are set. So you can see we've really taken this image to a really unique place over the last few minutes. We've used some destructive and seen some non-destructive ways to match color. We've also activated the really cool option that is the path blur that gives you some amazing output to give you some dynamic fluid motion and imagery. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please follow and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.